Hey y'all, in today's video, we're going to be talking about Pilates. In recent years, Pilates have become associated with elitism, exclusivity, and gentrification due to its accessibility, pricing, cultural association, and now gentrification. A TikToker by the name of Pilates by Raven came online and she said that Pilates should not be accessible to everyone. She even went as far as comparing Pilates to a luxury brand. So prior to this situation, I had never even heard of Pilates by Raven, but from the look of her TikToks, it looked like she hosts free Pilates classes online and on YouTube. Brand. I'm going to go ahead and show y'all the video and then I'll give y'all my thoughts as the video plays out.
This is going to be an extremely hot take for my Pilates girls. I've seen a lot of commentary surrounding Pilates and proximity to whiteness, as well as disrupting the Pilates space in order to create more diversity and inclusivity. As someone whose entire purpose of my business, my brand goals is about providing accessible and affordable Pilates to a diverse demographic of women. That is what I started all of this on, so let's talk about it. What are some words that you think about when you think of like a really nice designer brand? I think of legacy, think about craftsmanship. I know a lot of the products are probably like handmade. People check them over and over again to make sure the quality is there, okay? The design is there, and that's why we pay top dollar, we pay our top coins for these designer items, right? Like you would never walk into Bottega and be like, where's the diversity? Where's the accessibility? Babe, there is no accessibility. This is Bottega. Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video right here. Within the first 30 seconds of everything that she just said, she just contradicted herself. She just stated that the whole purpose of her platform was to be able to provide accessibility to women that may not have the means to be able to afford Pilates. So she does free classes and things of that sort. If that's the purpose, why then would you compare that to being able to walk into a luxury store and purchase a Bottega bag? A lot of people associate luxury with a price tag. Just because something has a premium price, that is not automatically make it luxury. Yes, Pilates is not going to be accessible to everyone because it is expensive. A class is between $30 to $50. A monthly membership is about $300 because that's out of the budget for most working class people. But that doesn't mean that it's a luxury experience just because it has a high price tag. Something is only as valuable as much as you value it. If I don't value Pilates, then it's not valuable to me. The same thing with Bottega and all these luxury brands. A few weeks ago, I think they got online and said that majority of these luxury brands, they were made in China. So it has nothing to do with the craftsmanship and it being made from hand in Italy. They transport these items to Italy and they put the name on it. You're paying for the name. You're paying for the perceived status you get once you purchase these items, but you're not actually paying for craftsmanship and exclusivity. When they say there's only this many Kellys or this many Birkins, it's marketing. They got more Birkins in the back. They're being shipped from China. They have more, but that's just the marketing to get you to think that you're getting something exclusive that only 1 in 5 people have. It's just marketing, babes. But I'll let her digress.
I want you to think the same way about Pilates. And I know a lot of us who've just gotten into this, or maybe we're new instructors, we haven't been trained. Pilates is a legacy, okay? People have worked generations to preserve this method of exercise. To even just training an instructor classically through a good program takes 500 hours minimum, okay? Nothing about Pilates is giving cheap. That's why things like Legree and Solid Core are more successful, right? They took away a little bit of the craftsmanship of the reformer and turned it into a megaformer. Now hire a little bit less experience in training out of instructors. That's okay because now more people can do it, all right? And just to be clear, I am all for the accessibility of Pilates, but I do want some of the Pilates newbies to think a little bit more critically before we come on here talking about okay.
So that was the original video that had everybody in an uproar. I cannot recite comments from that video because the video is now deleted, but a user did post this. So I'm going to read this comment because I think it's very important. You can tell that she didn't have any background of Pilates. She kept referencing the legacy and the experience and that. Girl, You don't even know what the legacy is. Somebody commented and said, does she know Joseph Pilates' origin story? And I had to look up Joseph Pilates because I didn't know this, y'all. I was one out of a million people that found out about Pilates through Lori Harvey. Lori Harvey was at a event and she had on this cutout dress and she had abs. And an interviewer asked her, how did you get your body? How did you get this look? And I recall her saying, I go to Pilates, girl. This is all Pilates. And then after that, I started seeing Pilates everywhere on my timeline. And that's when I started investing and looking into Pilates. According to Google, Pilates originally developed by Joseph Pilates in the early 1900s. It was designed as a rehabilitative and accessible exercise system for injured soldiers. So that's what Pilates was built on. The foundation was built on accessibility. It didn't have anything to do with price points or anything. This was for a group of people that did not have the resources or the ability to exercise and rehabilitate themselves. He found a low effort, low moderation exercise so they can get their strength back. But you're talking about this was built on legacy. Legacy of what? Like, how are we gentrifying an exercise? The exercise is now luxury. And then I'm going to go down and read another comment. Someone says, is she trying to keep Pilates? So her point is luxury equals whiteness. Somebody said Pilates is legacy. What is she even talking about? People, Pilates was created by prisoners. I don't even understand her point. Honestly reminds me of when people found out that shrimp and lobster and prawns was associated with poor people, and that's what they gave people back in the day. They gave that to their pet. People would not eat seafood. Seafood was considered roaches. They were considered roaches of the sea. And now we have done a complete 180. Lobster, surf and turf, every fine dining restaurant has that on the menu. That seems as a premium meal that's associated with having money in class. They put a high price tag on anything and y'all buy into it. Y'all eat it up and y'all call it luxury. Just because something is expensive or has a premium price, that does not mean it's luxury. And this is the exact reason why I stopped doing Pilates in Houston. About 2 years ago, when I first discovered Pilates, I used to go to this studio down the road from my apartment, and I was going to the studio for about 2 weeks. Every single day, the instructor would ask me, "Are you new?" No, me and my afro was here yesterday and the day after that. Why the hell are you asking me, am I new? Why the hell are you bending over me and watching me like a hawk while I'm doing my poses when I'm working out? I've been here every single day. And that's when I decided that I was not going to continue to pay hundreds of dollars a month just to be treated less than, just to be seen as, oh, I'm new or I'm inexperienced or I have to be new just because the color of my skin. You didn't ask anybody else that was palm skin in the room if they were new. You automatically assumed that I was new. That's why I stopped doing Pilates. But then I went to Indonesia last summer and I had a grand time. Pilates was $6. It was $6, y'all. And the quality of the Pilates in Indonesia, it was superior. I felt comfortable. I actually strengthened my core. That's when I decided that I'll give Pilates another chance. Even now, my apartment complex, there's a reformer machine here. So I do Pilates at home. That video went viral. Of course, she came with the unapologetic apology video. So I'm going to go ahead and play that video.
I want to address what I said in my previous video. Start by saying classism, elitism, or anything adding to the larger conversation of like exclusion in wellness or fitness is unacceptable. Hindsight is always 2020, and I see how my words contributed to that narrative. And even though that wasn't my intention, I know that intention doesn't erase impact. But my mission has always been to share my passion for Pilates and wellness with as many people as possible, specifically women. Like, I care about women and everyone else too, but I really care about supporting women. If I made you feel like Pilates wasn't for you, I have literally—
How is that your mission when you just stated that it was not exclusive to everyone? And you compared it to having Bottega. Bottega is not exclusive to everyone. And they market to that geographic and demographic. So what are you talking about? Y'all see how when they say what they really think and then they get the backlash and then they come back online and say, oh, that's actually not what I meant. That goes again. That's exactly what you meant.
Failed at my entire mission and let y'all down. Honestly, being a Black instructor in this space is what motivates me to consistently perfect my craft, to make the best possible product that I can, and to try to get the Pilates word out there with as little barriers as possible. However, creating accessibility is about more than content. It's also about culture, words, nuance, actions, and I missed the mark. This is definitely not a woe is me video. I have always been collaborative, open to feedback. I want to have a conversation. Like, I'm an Aries. I love to shoot the shit. I want to be better. I want to serve my community better. And really, I just want better for this wellness space in general. And from some of the discourse that I'm seeing on here about my video, I really think that this could be the start of a positive and needle-moving conversation that hopefully can forge a new standard. I really believe we as women, as people of color, can create something better than what has existed before. And that was really the heart of my message. I thank you for holding me accountable and giving me the chance to gather feedback and move forward and go even harder. Let me reintroduce myself. My name's Raven. I teach Pilates and I provide free and affordable studio quality workouts. And I create brand new workouts every single week and I put them on YouTube for free. I'm also the founder of a Pilates community of women who work out from home. And it's so fun. My workouts are approachable for many levels and welcoming for everyone. And everything is free or well under $50. Before I go, I want to give a shout out to all of the Black and brown instructors that I found through this discourse. So put yourself out there in the comments. Let us know who you are. Let us know where your classes are. Let us know how we can support you and create even more community. I would love to continue this conversation, especially with other instructors of color, to keep making a change. So please make yourself known, tag yourself, and I'll see everyone else on the mat.
So that was the initial apology video, and I find it very conflicting when she states that her Pilates classes are free on YouTube. One, YouTube is not free. If somebody is watching it, they're the product, so you're getting paid for this video. And two, she stated that her classes that aren't free, they're well under $50. How is under $50 affordable? A Pilates class per class is between $30 and $50. That's not affordable and that's not accessible. So again, I don't think the demographic that she says that she's going for is the demographic that she's intentionally going for. I also want to add another video by a Pilates instructor in Philly that was associated with Raven. She posted this video and this video just proved the contradiction. It was contradictory in the first 2-3 seconds of the video, and this literally just proved it. So I want to share this video.
Okay, the design is there, and that's why we pay top dollar, we pay our top coins for these designer items.
So yesterday I watched that video too, and when I first watched that video as a wellness studio owner and a cafe owner, I was pissed the F off for a lot of different reasons. And I'm gonna jump into the reasons why I'm so pissed off. Number one, the first reason I'm pissed off is because Pilates was started in a jail cell. In a jail cell. That's number one. Okay. So for people wanting to tell you that Pilates is this luxury thing and it's this and it's that, that's bullshit. It ain't true. It ain't true. It ain't true. And then a black woman brought it over here to the United States and perfected it. Pilates is ours. Pilates is ours. So the fact that people are trying to rebrand it to this thing that excludes us is kind of crazy because it is us, okay? That's number one. Number two, I think what Raven is what she's really trying to do is justify her pricing as a way to put herself up. Because unfortunately, babe, I didn't think about this about you before, but I do think about you in this complex now. I think you're elitist and I think you're classes, and I think that you definitely showed yourself in that video. And if that's not who you are, then you probably need to clarify yourself, because you do not make Pilates affordable for diverse audiences. That is not your brand. That is not your mission. And I know that for a fact because I actually tried to hire you for a Pilates class that I had a few months back, that went viral. We actually sought you out and tried to hire you to do a free community event because you were new to the city of Philadelphia, and I wanted to offer Pilates free for Black women in our community. So I sought you out, and your price quote was $3,500 for one class, free for the community, only 20 people. And you were trying to charge us $3,500 for a class. I don't know who you thought you were to even try to charge $3,500 for a class, but I thought it was bananas. And I even said, hey, like, we're a nonprofit. You sure it's $3,500? And your representative said, yeah. So your whole thing of like, oh, this is your mission, that is completely untrue. That's completely untrue. Completely. Okay? But even going back to the grand sentiment about like Pilates and it being this luxury thing and you should be paying a high price point, you should not. Pilates is also calisthenics, however you pronounce it, but basically is movement with your full body. You're typically not using equipment with Pilates, mat Pilates in general. Solid core is really not Pilates, that's strength training with some elements of Pilates embedded. That's what a lot of people get confused. So a lot of people think solid core is Pilates, is not, okay? It has Pilates infused, but it's really strength training, okay? Pilates is typically calisthenics, where you're working independently with your own body and a mat on the floor. What about that is luxury? Everything built around it, the auxiliary pieces should be luxury. Your instructor should be high quality, yes. The space that you're in should be high quality, right? Yes. The instruction should be high quality, yes. But none of that means that you are paying Bottega prices for a class. And you did try to charge Bottega prices for a class. You tried to charge them $3,500. My Bottega bags that I have at home, the few that I do have, none of them actually even amounted to $3,500, actually. I think the most expensive bag I have from Bottega is $2,700, and the most expensive piece of shoe I have from Bottega is $1,525, and they're the gold sandals. So you were trying to go well above Bottega, babe. And what you just said in that video was some bullshit. And I wouldn't even have spilled the beans on that until you just tried that bullshit in the city of Philadelphia. And that's another thing too. People don't be from here and they don't do a business plan. They have no business plan. Their business plan is TikTok. Their business plan is coming on here talking to y'all and hoping that sells something, hoping that does something. That's not a business plan. It's a part of a business plan, but that's not your business plan. People come to Philadelphia, they don't know the city, they don't know their market. You cannot come into the city of Philadelphia and start telling us as Black women or people from the city of Philadelphia that this is what things should be. Know your market. Do a market analysis of the city of Philadelphia. Understand the key players. Understand the market rate. Understand who's going to pay for what, who's not going to pay for what, and where you need to go, and how you need to market yourself, and how you need to network, and how you need to fit in where you get in. But I think all the alienation that you're doing online to your core demographic is not going to help you out, sis. It's really not going to help you out. And I don't think you understand your positionality. You also are a racially ambiguous Black woman. Again, you're in the city of Philadelphia where most of us look Black, act Black, talk Black, we walk Black. This is a Black city. So you got a little bit more grind and hustle that you need to do to make a footing here. Especially you want to do with Black women from the city of Philadelphia. That's all I'm saying. And I think getting on the internet, alienating your key demographic, it ain't a good business model. Sister to sister. And I actually liked you on Love is Blind, whatever show you was on. I think I seen you on like 2 or 3 episodes. I didn't know you did Pilates until I was planning that Pilates event, and what's her name? What the fuck is her name? I don't know the girl name. Promoter. It was like, you should book this girl. She might be a great idea. So chill out, girl. Chill out. Too cocky. Too much junk in your trunk. Okay.
So that was the video that I wanted to conclude this video with. How do y'all feel about this entire situation with people claiming that they're trying to reclaim the accessibility of Pilates, but in actuality, they're just trying to enforce elitism and gentrification of a fitness exercise? Like I said, I've been in plenty Pilates studios and I have felt how people feel. It kind of reminds me of when Black women say they go into certain high luxury brand stores and they feel uncomfortable comfortable, or they're not greeted, or they're just treated differently than their counterparts because there's a presumption that they are not going to spend any money, or you're not going to be able to make commission off of these people because they look a certain way. It's honestly sad, like 2025, and we're still here when a Black woman is perpetuating this saying. But then again, y'all, she is racially ambiguous, so we shouldn't be surprised. I don't know how many times we get on the internet and we have a woman that's claiming that they're doing something for people of color when it's convenient, but in all actuality, they want to be closer to whiteness. They always prevails in situations like this. But again, I'm gonna go ahead and close the video out. Let me know how y'all feel about this situation, and if y'all follow Pilates by Raven, or if y'all just heard about it like me.